beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants changes your struggle with missing teeth forever. It changes how you eat, how you feel, and how you enjoy life. Because a Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
Yes, that would be correct, since Jesus was crucified on Nisan 14th, which was the 22nd. That means his resurrection would be on the 24th, or Nisan 17th, which begins at sundown on April 24th and goes through to sundown of April 25th. So this Monday, April 22nd, Jesus was crucified around 3 p.m. on Nisan 14. And then at sundown this Monday, we moved into Nisan 15th. By 12 a.m. on Nisan 15th, or April 23rd, the final plague, the plague of the death of the firstborn in Egypt, went throughout Egypt. And it was on this day, which is our calendar is April 23rd, that Egypt was burying their dead sons, and Pharaoh gave the go-ahead to Moses to leave Egypt, to leave Goshen. So today is the day that they left Goshen and began their journey out of Egypt. So this coming Monday is going to be the day that they crossed over through the Red Sea. We mark Passover at this time of year because this is the time of the events of the Exodus as recounted in the Torah. According to the Torah, the march out of Egypt began on the 15th of Nisan, the first day of Passover. It was on this day that Pharaoh, after the 10th and final plague, resulted in the death of the firstborn of Egypt, told Moses that he and the Israelites are free to leave. As the story goes, after marching out of Egypt, the Israelites were brought to the Red Sea. Pharaoh, regretting his decision, amassed his army to chase after the Israelites. Facing a vast body of water in front of them and an approaching army behind, the Israelites appealed to Moses and God for help. Moses and God then split the Red Sea in two, allowing the Israelites to cross through on dry land and drowning the approaching army. It is the climactic moment of this epic story of liberation and redemption. The traditional anniversary of the crossing of the Red Sea is the 7th day of Passover, which is Monday, beginning Sunday night. It was on this day that the Israelites finalized their liberation from bondage and permanently left Egypt behind. With the physical crossing of the sea, the Israelites also spiritually and emotionally crossed into a new chapter of their national saga and development. So while we celebrate the entire story of the Exodus on Passover, the holiday does span a specific time period of the story, from the time the Israelites left Goshen, where they lived in Egypt, to and through the Red Sea. And while the overall theme of Passover and the Exodus is freedom, during the specific time of the story, the Israelites were not completely free. The emancipation had been proclaimed, but they were still in Egypt. It was only after crossing the sea that we can say they were truly out of Egypt. Thus, while we look at Passover as a celebration of redemption and transformation, it is also a marking of that liminal and dangerous period of in between on the way to that redemption and transformation. Passover marks that period between leaving what one knows and approaching what will be known. Passover marks that necessary period of transition that bridges enslavement and emancipation. So this Thursday, April 25th, will be the 17th of Nisan. And there's some interesting things connected to this. Not only is this the day that Jesus was resurrected, but this was also the day that Israel entered and ate the first fruit of the promised land. And Nisan 17 is also the day that Noah's Ark safely rested on Mount Ararat. Nisan 17 is also the date of the cleansing of the temple by Hezekiah, 800 years after entering the promised land. So this week is a very powerful week and a very significant week. This is the week of transition between slavery and the promise and blessings of God, coming into a new beginning and a liberating place where we can eat the fruit of the promised land.
When trucks are what you do truck month better than anyone else. You do truck.
Perfect.